Hi, and welcome back to Daily Bible Promises with a Twist. And the twist, just follow the arrow. It'll lead you to a playlist and it'll explain it all in the very first entry in that playlist. Will explain all of this. And we're reading from the New International Version first. He is able to save completely those who come to God through him. Hebrews 7:25. I'm switching things up just a little bit today. We're reading from the English Standard Version. And we're going to be reading from verse 20. We're going to be reading from verse 23 to verse 27 because I want us to understand the context of verse 25. So let's go for it. The former priests were many in number because they were prevented by death from continuing in office. But he holds his priesthood permanently because he continues forever. Consequently, he is able to save to the uttermost those who draw near to God through him, since he always lives to make intercession for them. For it was indeed fitting that we should have such a high priest, holy, innocent, unstained, separated from sinners, and exalted above the heavens. He has no need, like those high priests, to offer sacrifices daily, first for his own sins and then for those of the people, since he did this once for all when he offered up himself. The author of the book of Hebrews is unknown, but it's obvious that he wrote this book to the Jewish people who understood the Levitical law and the need for daily sacrifices in the temple by the priests for the priests' sins and for the sins of the people that they served. Jesus died once and for all for our sins. Not only is he our high priest, but he died for all once. He took care of it. As it says in verse 25, he is able to save to the uttermost those who draw near to God through him. The NIV uses the word completely. The English Standard Version uses the word uttermost. There's nothing more that we can do. There's nothing more anyone else can do that trumps Jesus' sacrifice. It's complete. There's nothing more that we can add to it. There were believers then, and there are believers now who are thankful for Jesus' sacrifice, but somehow they still have something in their heart that they need to continually prove themselves worthy of salvation. Well, number one, we can never prove that we are worthy of salvation. And number two, it's not like we have to go every few years to renew our salvation in the same way that you have to renew your driver's license and prove that you are still able to be on the road. No, we do not need to prove anything to earn our salvation or keep our salvation. Yes, there's things that we can do and that we should be doing to grow our faith and strengthen our spirits. Things like reading our Bible, quiet times, worship, etc. There are things that we can do that please God, that make him happy, because he can see the benefit of our actions in our lives and in the lives of others. Things like giving to the poor, giving to our church, volunteering, all those things are good things, but none of them ensure that we get that approval that says, okay, great, she's saved for another 5 years. It doesn't work that way. If you're trying to keep in God's good graces, let go and sink in his grace, because you are surrounded by his grace and it's a free gift.